Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am reviewing the entire first season of Obi Wan Kenobi starring Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. The Jedi Master Obi Wan Kenobi watches over a young Luke Skywalker that has come face to face with his old friend Anakin Skywalker, now known as Darth Vader. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but let me tell you now, I have been super excited about this series. Like, you're bringing back, like, some of the greatest characters from the prequels. I personally really like Revenge of the Sith, so the fact that it's taken in between 3 and 4, like, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but, like, I always, like, my favourite of the original trilogy is 4, and my favourite of the prequels is 3. So the fact that it's taken in between my two favourite Star Wars movies, well, two of my favourites, because my first favourite is Rise of Skywalker, yes, I will defend that movie with my life. But anyway, I think that this series, like, you are getting both Ewan McGregor back as Obi Wan Kenobi. You'll bring back Hayden Christensen. Like, that one blew me away the most because like, the whole, because when that report came out saying that Hayden Christensen's coming back, we, like, me and everyone else was like, well, what are you going to do with that? He's just going to be Vader. But the fact that you see, like, because they're reprising their roles from episode 2 and 3. That alone got me intrigued in the series. But the fact that they got Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, that blew my mind the most. Because, like, it's like, well, he's just going to be Vader. What are you going to do with that? Like, it's cool that it's Vader in the series. But what are you going to do with Hayden Christensen being in the role? Because it's just going to be James Earl Jones. But the fact that you do see scenes with him not in the costume, you do see scenes, like, where, I will do a full, like, I will spoil some things in these episodes, but I won't, like, spoil everything, right? But there's a moment in the last episode where Obi-Wan Kenobi slices, Darth Vader's helmet, and the fact that you hear James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen's voice talking and, like, fighting with one another, that was so cool. And the fact that they brought Hayden Christensen back to do this series blew my mind. And, like, I was like, Obi-Wan and Vader are the best things about the series. They really truly are. They're just great. It was so good from episode 1 to 3, like, of the series. And once it got to episode 4, to me, episode 4 was the weakest episode of the series. Out of those episodes, I felt like episode 5 picked right back up of me enjoying the series. Like, I wasn't all the way there yet, but I'm like, this is definitely better than episode 4, but I don't think it's going to beat episode 3. Like, even though that episode 3 was a chase scene, pretty much, and it wasn't very much of a fight. It was the first episode we were seeing Vader versus Obi-Wan in, like, what, 2005? What's the last time we saw that happen? I honestly can't remember, guys. Time runs fast. Yeah, like, I thought that the 5th episode brought back the spirit that episode 1 to 3 had, to me. And the lightsaber fight in the last episode was so cool. And Obi-Wan lifts the rock, Rey style, from The Last Jedi. That was so cool looking, because I'm a big defender of the sequel trilogy. I will do video essays. I will definitely do them on episode 3, 4, and the sequel trilogy, because I don't think the sequel trilogy gets enough praise. But I will do a video on that. And that was one of the coolest moments of the last year. I just seeing the rocks fly up, and I was like, oh my god. We've seen this in episode 8. This is incredible. And even in episode, like the 5th episode, we saw Vader like trying to pull the ship back down, which they basically did in Rise of Skywalker. So there was a lot of sequel trilogy things in this series, and I thought that was really cool. The whole scene with Obi-Wan, like back to that scene with Obi-Wan and Vader versus each other. That whole scene of Obi-Wan talking to Vader and going like, "I'm sorry, Anakin." I felt that, and that's coming from someone who doesn't really like. I like Star Wars, but I don't love Star Wars. I felt that. And it, like, it got my feelings. I'm like, this is so cool. Like, oh, God. I felt that. The fact that Episode 3 is my favorite prequel, and this is continuing off of the prequels, and the fact you're making, like, I will quickly say this about Luke and Leia. We didn't get enough of Luke. We got heaps of Leia. I thought that they were great. And making them feel like prequel characters, I thought that was really cool. So the fact that you're making the original trilogy feel like the prequels, that was just... Like, you were already doing that with Alec Guinness version of Obi-Wan. But just putting that extra layer of Luke and Leia being in this series, I thought that was really, really cool. During the last episode, I was literally on the edge of my seat, during the last episode, where he's like, I must face him, Master. I was like, Qui-Gon Jinn, Qui-Gon Jinn, Qui-Gon Jinn. I keep seeing Obi Wan Kenobi and Vader fighting, and I was like, at some point, Qui-Gon's got to show up, right? Like, I kind of expected him, like, as a, like one of those people that kind of shows up and goes like, You can do this, Obi-Wan. You can do this. Like, I expect, I expect Qui-Gon Jinn to be, like, basically, the way I want them to do it, I will get to that scene later, but, basically, the way that, Rosemary Harris plays, Aunt May in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and she gives those powerful speeches, I want those type of speeches from Qui-Gon Jinn to Obi-Wan Kenobi, to lift Obi-Wan Kenobi up and go like, I'm gonna face him. One more fight. Of course, before episode 4, but like, you couldn't really do it too much because like, he's like, the last time I was, because in episode 4 there's a line, last time I was just the learner and now I'm the master, when they fight again as old people, right? So I get why they didn't fight again, but I was like, I'm expecting Qui-Gon to be in this somehow. I don't know where you're gonna put him. Until the very end of the episode. Yeah, he's talking to Luke, he throws another prequel reference, and goes, hello there! And then you see Obi-Wan on his horse, and then at the very end of the episode, Qui-Gon Jinn hops up, and you see Liam Neeson. Again, not a huge Star Wars fan, but that was a huge rumour going around with this series. And the fact that it came true, I was literally on my seat, yelling at my laptop, because that's how I watched the final episode. Like, on my laptop, yelling, Qui-Gon! I was so happy. I was waiting for 6 episodes to get a Qui-Gon Jinn, appearance. I wasn't really expecting it at the end of the episode and to be more because, apparently, Kathleen Kennedy. I know that you get a lot of hate for the sequel trilogy, and I get why. But, and again, I don't know how you would do it. Make another season. I don't know how you would do it, because normally I would have some sort of idea of what you could do. But the fact that, again, and I haven't watched episode 4 in a long time, but one of the lines that stick out to me is that, at first, you beat me. I was the learner, and now I'm the master. I don't know how you could, unless you do one of those things where it's Vader is chasing Obi-Wan for the rest of the series, but I don't think that would make sense if you wanted to make it canon for episode 4. I don't know how you would do it. I don't know how. But God, I want another season. I want more Liam Neeson. I want more Ewan McGregor. I want more Hayden Christensen. Speaking of the characters, I might do a video essay on these because, I could make a whole video essay of Hayden Christensen in this series, Ewan McGregor in this series, and even though that's one bloody short scene, I could make almost a whole video essay on Qui-Gon Jinn. It might be a very short one, but I could make a whole video essay. Reva. I liked her in this series, but it took away from the fact I'm seeing these prequel characters back. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea that you made her a prequel character like Luke and Leia, and the fact that she saw that whole Order 66 thing with Anakin, I thought was great. And the fact that she saw Anakin slicing up her Padawans. The fact that worked, don't get me wrong, that worked and I loved it. But there was something about I just want Vader. You can have Emperor Palpatine, which again, we got Emperor Palpatine. That didn't really blow my mind as much as Qui-Gon Jinn. Because, of course you're going to get Ian McDiarmid back. That's without a doubt you're going to get him back. I knew that something was going to happen with the I knew there was going to be a conversation or, the Emperor was going to somehow do something in this series. Even though it was just a conversation, I was happy. It blew my mind more with Qui-Gon Jinn, but I was happy to see the Emperor. You could have, I guess what you could have done is done. I don't know how you could have done it. But, again, I'm not an expert in Star Wars. I'm not a fan of Star Wars as much as everyone else. So, I don't know what you could do with this. But I guess if you got rid of Reva, and don't get me wrong, I liked her, but if you gave her own separate series, just do the separate series, and have Vader popping up in that, I would be fine. Even though I would mainly be even though I would be interested in that show for Vader, that would be a better option than having her in Obi Wan Kenobi. If you switched out Reva for Palpatine, or Vader for Vader's place to Palpatine's place, and then Reva's place to Vader's place, I know how you would do that. Because, the last thing you see of the Emperor... Well, actually, yeah, you do see the Emperor sitting down with Vader in Revenge of the Sith. When Vader finally gets a suit on. And they finally sit down and watch the galaxy. I don't know what you would do with that, but I think that would be a more interesting series. Like, have Ian McDiarmid and Hayden Christensen talking and like being villains, than having Reva. Like, it'll be cool to have that backstory. Like, that opening from episode 3 was awesome, and then the flashbacks when Reva was about to, again, a little bit of spoilers, when Reva is about to, like, kill Luke, she sees visions of Anakin, Hayden Christensen. But I think that would be a cool concept for a Reva series. And you could make it feel like almost like a prequel-esque series. Like, the same this was. This is in the prequel era. Like, it's a sequel to the prequels, but a prequel to the originals. And again, and that way you can make all these things, even the original trilogy, like I said at the top of this episode, and making the original trilogy feel like the prequels. Because you introduced a Leia. You introduced Luke. Like, not to the world, because they all know who Leia and Luke are. But, like, Leia and Luke are some of the most incredible characters from the original trilogy. I do love Han Solo, but I'm more of a Luke Skywalker person. But I do like those characters. But I think I think if you got rid of Reva somehow, I don't know how you would do that. Like, storytelling wise. But, yeah. That's all. I did like Reva, but I don't think you need her the whole time. I think because again, like, as much as I love that last scene of Vader almost killing Luke, and seeing those flashes of Hayden Christensen, feel like after the 5th episode, and having her like get stabbed by Darth Vader, I think that's the moment to get rid of her. You didn't need her in the finale. The only way that I'm like, okay, I did like that, was because of that whole thing of flashing between her and Hayden Christensen. I thought that was pretty cool. I think they would need to give the Obi Wan Kenobi Season 1 a 4 out of 5. The only reason why it doesn't hit that 5 out of 5 that I want it to be is because, one, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, and 2, the 4th episode kind of dragged it down a bit for me. And also, I thought that Reva, even though I really liked her character, and like, there are some motivations I thought were cool in some scenes and some shots that I thought were dope with her, and Hayden Christensen, I don't think you need her. In the finale. I will say in the rest of the series she was great, but you didn't need her in the finale. That's all. But yeah, so guys, please, I will try to do more Star Wars content. I want to do a video on why I don't really like Star Wars. I want to do some Star Wars reviews. I want to watch The Mandalorian. I want to watch the Clone Wars and Rebels. I want to do some more Star Wars stuff. I need to figure out what, but I will do more Star Wars stuff. But yeah, I just recall my Toy Story 4 review. I need to edit both of these. It's literally, like, this is shorter than my Toy Story one, but seriously, it's still long. But thank you guys. Please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe. Also hit the little bell icon to notify future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.